Alesha is a super strong commander that cares about attacking a lot. The whole deck is going to be very aggressive. Whenever she attacks, put a counter on her. And then she has Raid, beginning of your end step. If you attack this turn, return target creature card with mana less than or equal to her power from the graveyard to the battlefield. I'm not really sure why it had to be a Raid ability. There's so many abilities in this game which, in hindsight, could probably have keywords attached to them. It could have just said, at the beginning of your end step. I guess it's part of the flavour of the game that things have keywords all the time. But then it's just confusing to see how sometimes cards have keywords and some cards don't. Who knows? But yeah, essentially it's a super aggressive curve. We only have 35 lands in the deck. You know, I used to love 40, but I'm starting to get more aggressive considering how aggressive the format is with the amount of non-land cards I have. We only have one 5-drop and one 7-drop, which are just insane late game kind of winners, essentially. To abuse Alesha, we've got things like Roaming Throne to double the trigger. So if you've attacked on the instep, Roaming Throne gives you 2 creatures back. We've got cheap expendable creatures like Ashnod, who sacrifices creatures to create Power Stones. Crypt Breaker that discards creatures to revive them later on with Alesha. Dread Wanderer that can come back from the graveyard anyway. Cards like Reanimate to just get anyone's creature back one time. We have Village Rites to sacrifice a creature if you want to like synergize this during the combat step with Alesha to get something back. It's very, very cheeky. And there's loads of super scary, powerful endgame cards. Infamous Cruel Claw, Obnixilis, Mayhem Devil takes advantage of any sacrifice synergies you've got. Laughing Jasper Flint. Rakdos has a hell of a lot of insanely good mid-range cards that don't have to be 5, 6, 7 mana to win the game. Rising of the Day gives them all haste. So as took Rumblefort. Krenko gets bigger. You get the picture. Lots of stuff that cares about sacrificing, and then when the stuff dies, Alesha brings it back. It's a really nice cyclical loop we've got going on. And yeah, I think it's pretty fun. Rakdos has always been one of my favourite colour combinations to use. It's really great, and she's evolved as a character. The initial Alesha is just not so great now. You have to pay 3 when you attack to revive a small creature. I think that's a little bit restricting, and I think this evolution of her is really cool. How it just feels a lot stronger now. Way stronger. Same mana cost, same power toughness. So let's get into today's video. Like, subscribe, help the channel out, all that stuff. Cool. Right, let's see if we can defeat Narset. And seems pretty decent. Bauble. Start off with a Dread Wanderer. We've got some really cool things here to synergize with Obnixilis. We can get him out. Oof, and a Dreadhorde Butcher as well. Oh, pretty aggressive. Love it. That's exactly what we want to see against a controlling board wipey deck. All the blues. All the blues. Let's see if they're going to do anything about these guys. Okay, and then we'll go for the Obnixilis. Try and clone him. Even if they counter 1, we still get 1. Memory Lapse puts 1 on top. That's interesting, because we're another counterspell. 2 counterspells. That is actual BS. What? As if they had 2 counterspells for that. Right, let's try again. Shame we missed a land drop, but that's the way things go when they memory lapse a bloody thing. Jeez, just the whole deck is just literally counterspells. Okay.
I'm gonna remake this town in my defy me.
They're at 11 to be fair.
Lose everything.
Oh, the cheeky buggers. They really deserve that. They really deserve that. I really want to keep this hand because we're facing Tasiga and they're going to be a mill strategy. And we also happen to have Reanimate in our hand. So there's a few cheeky things we can try and do here. We can try and use the Croxer to discard something from their hand. And then maybe reanimate it if they just want to get rid of a big creature. If they want to discard any of our cards, and it also helps Croxer. We need a black source here. Probably Surveil as well. Yeah, Tazaga's scary. I know he's scary because I know how to use him. This can only be done as a sorcery speed card, so we can't synergize this with Croxer, but we'll just play the Croxer here anyway. If you're attacked, return creature card with mana value less than... Wow, that's... Alesha and Croxer is kind of crazy. Oh my goodness. So there's a Lumra, which means we can just reanimate that next turn if we want to. Ah. That's bonkers, actually. I was going to say. I was a bit scared they were going to reanimate it there. But yeah, Deathrite Shaman. We are very lucky here, because if this was out before we could use the reanimate, then it would just exile it, but... Right. Oh no, hang on a sec. Let's crack the fetch first. Let's get another black-red source. And there's a reason for that, because we want land in a graveyard for the Lumra. Oh my. Maybe they've got some synergy involved sacking one of their creatures here, but... Then return all lands. This is turn 3. It's funny how they're pausing, because this is... I mean, even if they kill them in response, we're still getting this trigger. Kind of interesting timing, like we still get the trigger. That's a huge ramp. We'll go for Karizev. Apply some pressure. So we already have enough pretty much for Croxer to come back. Like, we are down to 14, but actually saying that, they have Deathrite Shaman, don't they? So, but if they want to spend their time exiling our creatures, then they're not ramping. And now the Phyrexian Tower only taps for mana if they sacrifice Deathrite Shaman for black mana anyway. So, I guess the fear of that has... I don't know. We'll see. Spawning pod. Wow, they're literally just getting rid of everything. Fair enough. But now they've also gotten rid of the way that exile stuff from our graveyard. I feel like that's a bit weird, but... Got another fetch. My god, we're just killing ourselves to these fetch lands, aren't we? It's a shame that the token sacrifices at the end of combat, really. But you know what? I'm going to sacrifice that. If you attack this turn, okay. Return creature card with mana value less than or equal to a power. Less than or equal to. I guess this has to happen before that. Oh, okay. Everything's dead. Blimey. Well, we can probably surprise them with the Rankle. Also, this is like very near flipping, and we can just play everything from the graveyard. So they revive the Tasiga. Man, they've actually done pretty well considering how much of a crazy good start we had. So they've exiled everything from their graveyard. I guess they're going to get a 7-mana creature now, aren't they? Oh, no. This could be very bad. Hullbreaker Horror. So now they can just bounce stuff back. Do you know what? This actually works out fine. Because we have Rankle. We can use... Okay, we can use Rankle here. That's going to be fine. And we can discard the last card in the hand as well. Each sack. Discard and sack. I think they're not going to be happy about this, but good, because they have a Hullbreaker Horror. Oh my goodness, and they also had a Primeval Titan. I think we're going to be just fine. We get back at Karizev. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, 8. So they can go for Tasiga again, but they'll have nothing in the graveyard. Man, this spawning pod is kind of scary. I can see this winning in the game. Okay. So how the heck... Discard your hand, transform it. And then we can cast... Right, let's just get rid of the sword for now. We want to get Rankle back. Oh, but that's next turn, isn't it? Damn it. Menace. Yeah, that was pretty bad timing, actually. I forgot that it actually taps. Yes, I played that very badly, to be honest. Because it taps it. It doesn't untap it. Oh, that's such a humongous setback. What other 7-drops are they going to have? Well, they're going to activate the ability. So they get back Wail of the Forgotten, which they currently can't use, but they can use Spawning Pod to get a 7-drop again. Yeah, that's pretty terrifying. I didn't even think of Spawning Pod when I used Tasiga. But here's the upside again. They're only going to have one creature again, and we have a flipped land. Oh, no. Oh, no. They can just tap our dudes. Okay. Ooh, Virtue. Okay. Cast a creature spell from your graveyard this turn. Guess we go for Rankle. So this makes it... Let me just have a look here. It can't activate its abilities. Game is indestructible. Okay, well, we're going to do a surprise thing. So they clearly don't want us to attack around... Okay, so they're going to do that. Tap this. Oh my goodness, this Spawning Pod is so busted with Tasiga. So yeah, we're still going to attack. If they block Alesha, then the Virtue of the Persistence is just going to kill the Coma. I'll happily trade the Alesha here. Yeah, thank God. Thank God they blocked that. Okay. Come on, zone that. Oh, this is scary. Goddamn Spawning Pod, man. So they sack it to Phyrexian Tower. We would have actually lost the other side of Virtual Persistence. So they did a bit of a boo-boo there. Because this would have fizzled and the whole card would have gone to the graveyard. So they've got 5, 6, 7, 8. Grizzly Salvage. Oh my goodness. They're going to play him again, aren't they? Oh, so much. Oh, and they got an Uro. But if they do the Uro, we can use the Rankle. They're at 9. I wonder if the Tome of Akhlazot is going to actually help us win at all. They keep just drawing absolute haymakers with Tasiga. I guess the whole deck is haymakers with Tasiga, right? Because if they just mill any number of cards, he just comes up so quick, and then they spend 1 mana to get another 7-drop. I guess they will hopefully run out of 7-drops eventually. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay. So they're going to go for the Tasiga freaking thing again. Oh, they're going to go for Uro. And then maybe get a 5-drop. Interesting. And then they can keep doing that over and over again. This is so broken. 8 goddamn arena cards. Arena only cards. Chupacabra kills the Rankle. Okay, well that's irritating. Guess we play this. So we can cast creature spells. Go for the braids. So if we attack with this, Okay. I mean, the fact that it goes to the graveyard, yeah, annoying, but we get rid of a land, I think. Ooh, Kerrigan's Command. This is an artifact, guys. Okay. So can we last one more turn? Now, they're probably going to try everything in their utmost to get rid of all the creatures in the graveyard, because clearly they have so many crazy things there that Virtue of Persistence can revive. So, yeah, we'll see. It's a tricky one. They've managed to toolbox so many powerful things that we only really surpassed by the skin of our teeth. Oh, no. Dark Ritual. 3, 4, 5, 6. What is this? Mass manipulation or something? Or Casualties of War? Oh, God. It's Casualties of War, isn't it? Probably. I don't know. There are 8. Or they're just going to use the Uro Tassiger. Okay. Oh, they actually got rid of all the creatures. Well, that's surprising. And they're going to get yet another 7-drop. Oh, my goodness. Come on, man. Toxrill. I really hate this card. Also, the fact they have so many 7-drops is kind of absurd. 3 7-drops. Oh, wow, we got a removal spell. Yay! We are so lucky, guys. Probably should have used Culligan's Command first to get rid of... Okay, well, here comes this, you silly son of a gun. Discard and kill the artifact. Okay, so that was a kill spell. No more silly things. Oh, flipping out. Finally, they got so lucky with that. Oh, alchemy cards, man. Alchemy cards. All right, we have Planeswalker removal in our hand, so we are definitely going to keep this. It'd be foolish to not. It's a good idea, actually, just to keep that in mind when you're facing a Planeswalker commander. Try and keep a hand, starting hand, that will be able to deal with it, because they are a bit tricky. Slightly easier to deal with than enchantments. Enchantments being the toughest to deal with, because it's the fewest removal that targets just enchantments. Planeswalkers, at least you can attack into. What are they going to do? Pactive negation this? Let's give another red. We already have 2 black, so getting 2 red is kind of nice. They're probably keeping up some mana. But if they counter Alesha, that's fine, because there's nothing she can revive anyway. She's probably not so great in this matchup. We'll see. They didn't have a counter for her, but they probably have some other form of removal. We actually have 2 ways to kill Planeswalkers, which is pretty sweet. Bounce. Brainstorm. Okay. Brainstorm in this deck actually works. This is a time when I think Brainstorm is perfect for the deck. If you've watched me for a while, you'll know I don't like Brainstorm. I think people just use it because they think it's good, but it just... If you've got 3 crap hand cards on top of your deck, you put them back. That's 3 crap cards on top of each other. In a deck that like this, that cares about top decks, it's wonderful. So now it's a 0/2. And they've got 2 mana up. Okay. So there's no point attacking with that. It doesn't do anything. 2... Get lost. God damn it, man. Jasper Flint was a way to kind of get back into the game there. Well, it's fine. Because we have 2 maps, we can actually make Alesha bigger. Let's see what they choose to do. Look at the top card. Okay, you can look at the top card. Pay 3 life. Kill it. I probably should have done that after they decided that card, because it would have been less information. Cyclonic Rift. Boo. Jadar, he can go in the bin. We can maybe get him back later anyway. Ooh, Obnixilis, that's good. Cyclone Rift isn't so good when our commander is bound by an aura that stops her being good. So if they use the Rift, it's like, yeah, sure. They know Obnixilis on top, so they're probably going to counter this, or try to. Is Casualty a copy of the spell? Wow, okay, so that means they have to counter both. That's actually pretty cool against control. Move it to the command zone, yep. So we have 2 Obnixili. Unless they've got a card that says counter all spells on the stack, then we're going to resolve one, hopefully. We'll see. They're going to steal an Obnixilis. That cost them 3. Wow, they got rid of those 2 cards? And they get one as well. They get our slightly bigger one. Okay. Let's try and do this. Well, I guess we'll spend the turn trying to kill that Ob. And we did. So we just wasted 3 of their cards, which feels pretty good. Although they are going to get an Narset again next turn. Can't complain. They got rid of 2 of the strongest blue cards in the history of Magic. Wow. Let's just keep plugging away then. Taking up.
Go ahead. Plead for mercy.
They've clearly got another kill spell here because they didn't do anything. Swords to Plowshares. This Alesha is getting pretty expensive, guys. 7 mana suddenly doesn't feel so good. Mr. Stark. Consider more cantrips, which means they can't play the Narset. But again, it makes sense because it's got Surveil attached to it. They're going to have Treasure Cruise, right? Or some kind of delve card here. When people look at their graveyard, that's what it normally means. Treasure Cruise or Dig Through Time. Yep. That's so powerful. Time Warp's in the bin, which is kind of scary. Unless they've got a way to maybe play that from the graveyard, which is likely. They wanted to keep 2 mana up, which is interesting. Thoughtseize. Let's activate this again. And let's see what's in the hand. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's just loads of board wipes. Wow. Well, that's interesting because if they play Narset, they're not going to want to do either of these. So they'll probably they'll board wipe first. Jeez, that's really bad for us. That's going to be very difficult to come back from now, after that, unfortunately. Their whole deck basically has been removal and Narset with rebound on it. Like, come on. Sunfall, okay. Jeez. That's brutal. And they still have Our Revelation as well. Can we resolve a spell? Strict Serenade. Oh my goodness, man. Seriously? So the whole deck is just counters, extra turns, and board wipes. Right, okay. Absolutely brutal. And they missed. Right. Well, let's eke out this Our Revelation then. We have to slow down her ultimate as well, because otherwise it's going to be pretty much impossible to win the game if they do that. They don't have any creatures in the yard. Brain Surge with Rebound. That's absolutely brutal. Draw 4, put 2 back, with rebound, with her +1. Crazy. And then draw another 3. Wow, we are so screwed, guys. Guess Rankle. Okay, we can draw some more cards as well. What do we want to do? Draw card. Dread Wanderer. So that can finish off the Narset. Can go into them. I mean, this is not a great idea because they very likely have another huge board wipe attack.
You are a mighty warrior.
Yeah, that was pretty silly. Okay. Well, maybe we should have gone all in at them, but then they would have had an active Narset with rebound potential again. I don't think we can win this. There's no way on earth we can win this, especially given how many board wipe, like true board wipes. And Alesha's just really far too slow here. And also they've got loads of mana. And they've just drawn about 63 million cards. So with the Dread Wanderer, we kind of want to get rid of the Abrade. So we can continually play him from the graveyard, I suppose. And there's the Hour Revelation. So there goes our Virtue. Pretty unbelievable how many of those they had. Another counter, another kill spell. Okay, well. They've used a lot. Betrayal's Humiliation. Right, so basically has no abilities. It's a 1-2. Which means they don't have a board wipe. Interesting. Unless they do, and they're just a bad player. No, they're going to go for Narset, okay? Alesha really sucks with that haste, honestly.
Pick one. Free your
And they get Silundi Vision. 2 mana up. Ashnod. Let's just attack them. Down to 5. I don't think we can win this. Not with 6 cards in their hand. Yeah, I'd say it's a pretty toxic deck because it just wipes everything all the time. So there's not really any true interaction. It's kind of just allow something to exist momentarily and then wipe everything. So gain an extra turn after this one, rebound. Yeah, cool. We're calling that quits. There's probably an infinite turns deck at some point. All right, moving on. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.